Oi, 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 it has only gone unhappened. What is up, guys? This is called The ORC Path is now live, man, where you can get your hands on good old Packmaster Shayak, which is crazy as hell, guaranteed legendary champion, up for grabs, as well as the 5-star soul for Crocad, the Throat Ripper. This video is going to be talking about how expensive this event really is. Is it worth pulling on? Which paths should you go down? If you are skipping this event in terms of you're not going for Packmaster or the soul, what kind of paths can you look at to pick up some saucy rewards, man, like Lego bucks, and potentially even mythical tomes as well, man, and how much will those cost you in terms of shards? Because, of course, the main way you're going to be getting points in this event is going to be from ripping sacred shards. Let's be real, every other way of getting points is rather inefficient, and so how many sacreds is this going to set you back if you do decide to pull? Let's have it. Before we do, man, 10 seconds. If you're looking to start off a new raid account, man, make sure that you do that by using my beginner promo link. You can find that down below at the top of the video description box, man. Just click on that link on laptop or PC to get all of the free stuff that you see on screen right now, man. Best start going. Free legendary champion, few free epics as you level up your account, man, every 10 levels up to level 30. It's just the best beginner start that you can get, and lots of free stuff. So click that link down below, man, to start off a new raid account in 2025. Gosh darn it. Okay, and it is over to Photoshop that we go. Okay, man. Let's do this. Okay, so let's just imagine first and foremost that you are going for the Crocad Soul, right? The Throat Ripper Soul is actually down the right side of the path right here. So you've done the Hound Fusion, you want to blast on down this path, blah, 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 blah. You pick it up basically some very, very linear rewards here with not really many options as to directions that you can go. You're going to be picking up chickens along the way. Not remarkable rewards, it's going to be said, by the way. Even like the Chaos Ores, for like epic gear only, which sucks a little bit of dust action all the way down on to Crocad itself. This, of course, is for people who went for the Packmaster Fusion earlier on. I'd say that without Packmaster on your account, I wouldn't really bother going for this, right? If you're going for the Crocad Soul, the assumption is that you've got Packmaster ready to go, and the Champion Duo is ready to go for use in Hydra and stuff like that. Obviously, no reason to be prioritizing the Packmaster Soul if you haven't got the Crocad on your account already. So how many points is this going to be setting you back? Well, we've already done the math. If we scroll on up to the top, the red path is going to be 66,500 points in total that you're going to have to grab, the equivalent of about 14.7 sacred shards, man. So a little under 15 sacreds. I guess you can get away with pulling like 13 or 14 and then doing some dungeon divers, which is, of course, the other event that is going to get you points in this hero's path. This is okay. I was expecting, like, when I made my predictions as for this deck, I guessed about 16 sacreds for the Crocad Soul. So, you know, a little under 15. It's alright. I did think it was going to be a little bit more expensive than what it was. Still not cheap, though. If you're sitting there with, like, 2 sacred shards in your account or something, you're still looking at this thinking, yeah, oh my god, I may have overestimated Plarium's cruelty a little bit, is all I'm saying, okay? We also cover, by the way, some of the champs that you can lock in for the Progressive Chance event as well during this Hero's Path. Next up, again, is the similarly straightforward path, which you're going to follow down the left side if you are going for Packmaster Shayak, right? And you're getting your hands on the Legendary. Now, this, of course, is the path that you're going to go down. If you completed the Crocad Fusion, you know, it looks like a great champ to you, but you weren't super concerned about getting, the soul because, well, you've been saving your resources to get your hands on Packmaster, so you can at least get the Champion Duo up and running. You'll be picking up an Epic Skill Tome this time, a little bit of Legendary Chaos, or all the way down to Packmaster Shayak at the bottom here, who's going to be 10,000 points more expensive as you get towards the bottom. And in fact, doing the math, the point totals on either side of the Hero's Path are exactly the same until you get down to the very, very bottom, right? The 2 final big juicy rewards. And so, unsurprisingly, if we scroll back on up, the Packmaster Soul is simply 10,000 points more expensive, and so comes out at almost exactly 17 sacred shards, which, again, a little bit cheaper than what I was expecting, man. I was expecting like 19, maybe 20 sacreds for the guaranteed Packmaster. Just because, you know, if you've done the fusion for the dog, but you don't have the Packmaster, Plarium could afford to be like pretty damn steep with the costs on this. 17 sacred. I'm not sure how 17 sacreds compares to previous Hero's Path events in terms of guaranteed legendaries. Maybe it's just about as expensive as it's always been. I'm not sure. Again, I was just expecting a little bit more. So, you know, 17 sacreds is the total. To some people, that's going to be acceptable. To some people, it's very much not. And if you want to get your hands on both the Packmaster Soul, both Packmaster and the Soul, I should say, there's really not any overlap at all, minus the very first two rewards here, right at the very start of the tree, right? There's no crossover between the two branches, and so you're basically saving only 250 points right at the start if you're going to go for both, and so you're almost just doubling, like just combining the points, I should say. So if you're going for both, man, it's going to be a sweaty 31.7 sacred shards to get your hands on those. You could just say 31 plus a bit of dungeon diving, or 32 if you can't be bothered, you got no time to play, but you're just swimming in sacred shards, and you're actually going to go for both of these. It's kind of crazy as hell if you do, but there you go, that's your totals for that. You do also, however, have the option of an economy path where you could choose either the left side branch or the right side branch and just go down for some legendary skill tomes. I think I probably slightly recommend going down the left path if you're going to go an economy style path here. I'd recommend going down the left path just because you pick up some little coinage here. You get easy access to at least, I don't know, some of the greater oil. I don't know, man. There's not really any standout, to be honest, to whether you want to go down the left or the right for this. But if your goal is just to head on down and get one of the legendary books, again, the cost will be same on either the left or the right side, whichever one you want to decide to go on down. And I believe these points are going to set you back around 21,000 points if you just want to go for a legendary book. This is like the super economy path, if you're well into Mercy on your sacred shards and you want to pull for a chance at one of the legendaries, and you want to take that gamble. Still always going to be a gamble. You might not hit gold if you've only got a few sacreds, and if you've only got a few sacreds, you probably want to be saving those for next month's fusion, because who knows, it could be a winner, or at least that's what I do. I always value fusions over pulling for events like this, especially progressives and stuff like that, just because a fusion's a guaranteed legendary at the end of the day, but anyways, if you do want to pull your shards and just pick up a legendary book, 21,500 points, you're going to still have to pull like 4.5 sacreds, maybe 4 sacreds, and again, some dungeon divers can also get you a legendary book if you do want to go ahead and pull for that. As for the central path, which we haven't touched on at all just yet, I'm going to need what color do we go for here? Let's make it like a dark orange, man. So if you were to go down the middle path, you're still going to have to go for one of the 250 points in the middle. And this is going to be the mythical skill tome path, where the rewards here, in terms of like the random stuff you're picking up, are actually like a little bit juicier. Some chaos or action, mythical quality to 5 stars, a little bit crappy, but you can at least pick up like Happy Little Soulstone here, 6-star quality, chaos or mythical, and then eventually pick on up the mythical book at the bottom. So this is another path that you can go down if you get a bit more access to resources on your account. It's going to set you back about 11 sacreds. Bit more resources on your account, you're more comfortable with pulling those sacred shards, but you've either got the Packmaster and the Crocat already, and you just grab them because you collect them more than anything. Your account's super developed, you don't need to build them out, you don't need to rush down the soul, blah, 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 blah. You just want a mythical tome, or if you just completely skipped the Packmaster fusion and the Crocat fusion, you got no need for any of these things, and you just want to pick yourself up a mythical tome. That's going to be the 48,000 points right there, straight down the middle. I'll leave this on screen for just 1 second longer if you want to pause the video right now to just plan out what path you're going for and just check how many sacreds you've got or whatever, blah, 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 blah. Now is the time to do that. And then we got heading back on into the game. Yeah, on the main account, I guess I'm just going to pull for the 5-star soul. That's the main thing that I want to be grabbing on my main account. Sacred shards, enough at least in the stockpile to go ahead and get that done without too much discomfort and too much dishevelment. On the free-to-play account, I've got like 4 or 5 sacreds. No way I'm pulling for any of this. I'm not pulling those sacreds to get the hands on a legendary book. I'm obviously going to be saving those for next month's fusion. As for the progressive chance event and champions that you can lock on in, these are our options. Oi, 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 oi. For me, ooh, bloody hell. What jumps out here for me, man? Freya is a very, very good champion. Very much a huge, just defensive powerhouse, sort of jack of all trades in PvE. AoE provoke, 10-meter boost, block debuffs, huge shield and increased defense. And she also brings brings an effect on her passive that can prevent the death of the ally with the highest crit damage when they would otherwise die. It doesn't save them from multi-hitter skills, but it's still pretty good. I do find it to be a pretty slept-on champion in the likes of Live Arena as well, with the debuff cleanse and the 10-meter boost and stuff like that. you know, she could be pretty darn decent. Mr. Amok the First Satrap, actually not a champ I've been familiar with at all, man. Checking out his kit, it seems quite unique, man. Chance to steal buffs on his A1, places Leech, attack with enemy 3-turn cooldown A2, 100% chance of placing decreased resistance, pain link, and decreased speed. Pain link? Like, what the hell? That's quite unique, man, to have on a champ right there. Also heals this ally, heals all allies by 5% of the champion's max HP for each debuff placed, and so a 15% team-wide heal most of the time is going to be the deal. These debuffs are also protected against bosses, which is pretty tight, and then it also places block debuffs. Debuff cleanse, except it's not just a debuff cleanse, it converts debuffs similar to Amius into their positive version of that buff, right? Decreased attack becomes increased attack, so on and so forth, right? Interesting little champion, man. Not one I've been familiar with. Pretty solid. We've got Brogni, the god of shields. If you completed the Titus Black Plume fusion, Under Priest Brogni is probably power spiked on your account. This could be a champion that you really look at putting on in. Triple buffer on his A3, man. Block debuffs, increase attack, shields. Huge candidate for like a protection set. PvE situations, of course. A2 attacks all enemies. 100% chance of removing a buff from all enemies. Chance of removing a debuff from allies as well. Also increases the value of shield buffs in allies by 30% of the damage inflicted. This is on a 310. Yeah, an HP Ben on the A1. A very solid champ indeed. This might be the champion that I lock in, I think. We then got Dune Herald Zaharis, very solid champion in its own right as well. Somewhat of a Chimera specialist, if I recall, in terms of how many trials he can get done. 20% speed aura is always nice to have. Block buffs, debuff, block active skills, debuff the dagger for 2 turns. That's where the Chimera utility is going to come in big time against Viper and against all of them, really. Very solid champ, especially solid on any account that's just lacking a good increased speed buffer champion that also is going to work well into Chimera, right? Having just a very fast team into Chimera helps a hell of a lot, and if you don't have a block active skills champion on your account either to take into Chimera, this could be a guy that you consider locking in if Chimera is an area of your account that you are lacking in. As for Finya, I would value her a lot lower. Again, she's another solid Chimera champion to take in, but, you know, she's not an increased speed buffer, and so I don't know, dude. The Faction Unity champions, she's solid enough. There's going to be some Finya believers out there that swear to God that this champion pops off everywhere. But, you know, she's fine. Powerful counter-attacker champion. Complete some trials with that. Blah. She's definitely like the least moving champion for me. I think it's going to be Brogni for me on my account. I've got plenty of good increased speed buffer champions that bring a lot of good stuff into Chimera. So I've already got the Freya on my account. That's the champion I'm going to lock on in. And as for the epics, it just depends whatever the bloody hell you want to empower. So there it is, man. What path are you guys going down? Is this event just a total skip for you, which is also totally an option as well? You could just do some dungeon divers and a few thousand points and just save on your shards completely. I think a lot of people will actually be doing that, to be fair, but do let me know what kind of path you're going down, man. And yeah, what do you guys think of the event? Were you expecting it to be more expensive like I was? Let me know all that good stuff down below in the comments, man. Hey, if you're looking to start off a new Raid Shadow Legends account, make sure to get that done by using the beginner link at the top of the video description box down below. Click on that link on laptop or PC. It won't work on mobile to create your new Raid account, man, and get all the free stuff that you see on screen right now. Thanks for stopping by, and I'm going to catch all of you guys just a tad bit later, man.